Hare Krishna and welcome back to the Sriman Narayaneeyam sessions. Today let's do chapter 36 of the Sriman Narayaneeyam, which talks about the Parasurama Avatar, the incarnation of Parasurama of the Lord. Okay, now this chapter corresponds to chapters 15 and 16 of Canto 9 of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay. Now I've received some comments from the viewers asking me to reduce my speed. I know I talk a bit fast, but then those who are used to hearing me are okay with it. But then for those who are hearing me for the first time, listening to me for the first time, I know it's a bit difficult. I value your comments. Thank you so much. And I'll try to talk slowly. Okay. So now let's read the first shloka, the first verse of this chapter and continue. अत्रे पुत्रतया पुरा त्वमनसू यायां हि दत्ताभिदो जातः शिष्यनिबन्धतन्द्रितमना स्वस्तश्चरन् कान्तया दृष्टो भक्ततमेन हेहयमही पालेन तस्मै वरान् अष्टैश्वर्यमुखान् प्रदाय ददित स्वेनैव चान्ते वधम्. So, long ago, the Lord incarnated as Dattatreya. Okay. He was born to sage Atri and his wife Anasuya. Now, being mentally tired by the pesterings of his disciples, the Lord abandoned them and wandered around with his wife in peace. Okay. During his wanderings, he met the great devotee king of Hehaya, Kartavirya Arjuna. Okay. Now, Kartavirya Arjuna was a great devotee. Now, being pleased with Kartavirya Arjuna's devotion, the Lord bestowed on him the 8 yogic powers, the Ashtasiddhis. Okay, like Anima, Mahima, Garima, etc. What is that? Where one is able to become smaller than the smallest, increase the size and become bigger than the biggest, or heavier than the heaviest, or lighter than the lightest, etc. etc. Okay, and the Lord also promised him death at the Lord's own hands in the end. So, what happens when one is killed by the Lord? He goes back to the Lord's abode, right? So, now the Lord bestowed on Kartavirya Arjuna the Ashtasiddhis and also promised him death at the Lord's own hands in the end. Okay. To fulfill the boon given to Kartavirya Arjuna, the Lord was born as the son of sage Jamadagni and his wife Renuka in the lineage of Bhrigu Maharshi. Okay. Now he was born as the youngest son of Jamadagni and he was named Rama. The purpose of this incarnation was to reduce the burden of the earth by killing the Kshatriyas or the rulers who had become very impious and corrupt during that period. Okay, the rulers had become, the kings had become very impious, very corrupt, and they were looting all the citizens. So, in order to annihilate all the Kshatriyas and reduce the burden of the earth, the Lord incarnated. Okay, and now these kings were not afraid of anyone except Kartavirya Arjuna. Okay. Now, once by the age of 14, the Lord had mastered all the Vedas. Okay, and once it so happened that his mother Renuka became a bit attached to the Gandharva Chitraratha. So Jamadagni became very furious and he asked his sons one by one to chop off Renuka's head, which they failed to do. Okay. And then he asked his youngest son, Rama, to chop off his brothers' heads for disobeying their father and also his mother Renuka's head, which Rama did. Okay. Now, after some time, when Jamadagni calmed down, he came to Rama and asked him to request for any boon because he was very happy with his son. And Rama asked that his mother and brothers be revived. Okay, now they were brought back to life and Renuka, being very happy with her son, bestowed her blessings on him. Okay. Now, once to please Renuka, Jamadagni, by the power of his prayers, brings the celestial cow, the wish fulfilling cow, Kamadhenu, to their ashram. Okay. And Rama, as advised by his forefather Bhrigu Maharshi, goes to the Himalayas to meditate on Lord Shiva. Now, Lord Shiva, being pleased with him, appears before Rama and blessed him with a battle axe. He bestowed a battle axe and some very powerful missiles to Rama and pointed out an Asura to be killed, which Rama did. Then, making friends with sage Akritavrana, the Lord returned to his ashrama. Okay. Now, once Kartavirya Arjuna went to the forest near Jamadagni's ashrama, okay, for hunting. Okay. Now, sage Jamadagni entertained the king and his people with lots of delicious food obtained from the wish fulfilling cow Kamadhenu. Okay. And when the king returned to his palace, as ill advised by his counselors, he sends his minister to the sage Jamadagni to ask for the cow. But then the sage was not willing to part with the cow. Okay. And now the soldiers who accompanied the minister got very angry and they chopped off Jamadagni's head. They killed Jamadagni. Okay. And then what happened? Many warriors, okay, emerged. Several warriors emerged from the body of the cow, the celestial cow, Kamadhenu, who was very furious. And they all attacked Kartavirya Arjuna's soldiers and defeated them. But then they managed to steal the calf. Okay. Now, Jamadagni was brought back to life by Shukracharya. Okay. And when he related the entire episode to Rama, he got very angry and then, along with his friend Akritavrana, the Lord meditated on Mahodara, an emissary of Lord Shiva, who equipped Rama with bows and arrows and the battle axe. Now, boarding the chariot with the horses and the charioteer, Lord Rama entered Mahishmati, the capital of Kartavirya Arjuna. Okay? And then the Lord requested the king to return the calf. But when he refused to return the calf, the Lord started a battle. Okay? Now, Kartavirya Arjuna, with his 10,000 sons, his 17 Akshauhinis and Akshauhini armies, and numerous friends and great commanders, fiercely fought the battle with the Lord. But then the Lord defeated Kartavirya Arjuna's army and killed all his sons except those who fled in fright. Okay. Now, the king of Hehaya, Kartavirya Arjuna, faced the Lord single-handed. They started fighting face to face. Okay. Now, this Kartavirya Arjuna had once seized the waters of river Narmada, and to curb the pride of Ravana, who was meditating there, he had almost drowned Ravana in the waters. Now, that same Kartavirya Arjuna fought with the Lord, but then he found that all his weapons were becoming useless. Even when he found that even the Vaishnava disc was ineffective, he realized that this was none other than the Lord himself, Lord Vishnu himself. Okay, and immediately he stops and then meditates on the Lord. Now, the Lord immediately kills Kartavirya Arjuna and he attains the Lord's abode. Then the sons of Kartavirya Arjuna, who had fled in fright, returned, and when they heard about their father's death, they got very angry and they came and killed Jamadagni. Okay. Now, Renuka, on seeing this, started wailing, crying loudly, beating her chest. And seeing this, the Lord got very upset. He could not bear to see that sight. So he took a terrible vow and then got the chariot and weapon by meditation and fought against the Kshatriyas who were enemies of the Brahmins. Okay. Now, with the battle axe, the Lord killed the Kshatriyas in all quarters and made the earth devoid of Kshatriyas. Okay, now Jamadagni was brought back to life, and then the Lord defeated Kshatriyas for 21 generations. He killed the Kshatriya race for 21 generations. The Kshatriyas, the rulers, had become very impious and corrupt by that time, and therefore he annihilated 21 generations of the Kshatriyas, and in that pool of blood named Samanta Panchaka, the Lord performed Tarpana for the ancestors, Tarpana to the ancestors. And in that sacrifice, the Lord also gave away land to Kashyapa Muni and other sages. Okay, and then the Lord fought against King Salva, but then he was stopped by Sanaka and other sages who told him that Salva was destined to be killed by Lord Krishna. Now, abandoning all weapons, the Lord resorted to the Mahendra mountain to perform penance. Okay, and there, finding that the land up to Gokarna was submerged in the sea, the Lord, on the request of the sages, frightened the sea with his bow bearing the fire missile. Now, throwing his ladle into the sea, he pushed the ocean sea back and scooped the land of Kerala. Okay, now Kerala has been mentioned in Brahmanda Purana and other Puranas, and also in Mahabharata. Kerala is associated with the legend of Parasurama, who is said to have reclaimed Kerala from the ocean. It is mentioned as a prosperous kingdom in the southern part of ancient India, extending from Gokarna in the north, which is now part of Karnataka, to Kanyakumari in the south. Kanyakumari is now part of Tamil Nadu. Okay, and according to Puranas, Kerala is also known as Parasurama Kshetram. That is the land of Parasurama, because it was Lord Parasurama who recovered Kerala from the sea. The sea had swallowed this land, and Parasurama had recovered this from beneath the ocean. Okay, and the poet Sri Melpattur Narayana Bhattatripad winds up this chapter saying, O Bhrigupati, O Parasurama, Lord of Guruvayur, please deign to protect me. Okay, so that is about this chapter. Now, the next chapter, chapter 37, is about Krishna Leela. So, from the chapters 37 to 89 is about the appearance and pastimes of Lord Krishna. Okay, so we'll see that in the coming sessions. It is a summary of Canto 10 of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Canto 10 mentions the appearance and pastimes of Lord Krishna. Okay, so we'll see that in the coming chapters. Thank you for watching. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.